Good morning, everyone, and welcome to freedailycoaching.com. As always, we start here every Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I want to welcome each and every one of you that's here live on the webinar. Maybe you're watching on Google Plus, or you're watching the YouTube feed, or maybe you're going back and watching later in the afternoon, maybe in the evening. We want to welcome you as well to the freedailycoaching.com call. You can come live if you go to freedailycoaching.com and actually register. The advantage for you on registering and being able to come live is you're able to actually interact. You can actually get into the live chat. You're able to chat with everyone else that's here watching the Hangout live. And in addition to that, we have amazing guest hosts like we have this morning, and we have an interview style that we do here where it's kind of an open format. You can actually ask questions. So when you see that a guy that we have on this morning is here, and maybe you're like, wow, I've been watching this guy, I've seen hundreds of his videos, I know he's been in the business for a few years because he's got massive content, I've seen him over multiple years. If that's you, then you want to be registered so you can get on and ask questions, right? If you're like, wow, this is an opportunity, right? This is an opportunity to say, wow, I've been watching this guy. I've seen this guy do massive amounts of videos. I know that he is emailing people all the time because I'm on his list, right? Sometimes I have to remember that it's Adam's email that I have to tell myself, like, I'm not buying anything. And then I read the email and I'm like, okay, hold on, right? So you guys, there's this opportunity when you're here live to be able to interact, right? You can interact live with industry leaders, with the people that have been your mentors along the way, and it's a great way to get the answers to the questions you have, but it's a great way to connect. So this morning we have a guest that has definitely been here before. If you haven't seen other episodes, go back to the other episodes, and you can see that Adam's actually been on the free daily coaching call a few times, and the reason that I always have Adam back is because Adam hasn't stopped. Since the last time Adam was here, he's done a dozen more things. There's been 25 new things that have happened since the last time Adam was here. And so what that tells me is that, hey, this is someone that I want to have on here regularly. This is someone that has built their business and has a business model that's sustainable. Guys, when you're looking out around the internet, when you're looking online, when you're looking at your company, your opportunity, at all these different things, take a look at something that might be one of the most commonly overlooked things, and this is what Adam has. This is one of the huge traits that Adam has that sets him apart, is the longevity, the consistency. Did they just show up? Did you just see this guy like 6 months ago and now he has the super magic Facebook matrix scraper penny thing? No. This guy's been doing it for year after year after year, showing you, hey, listen, I've been doing it, and the cool part is this. He'll tell you where the peaks are and where the valleys are and how to identify those valleys so you don't have to be there, so you can go and have your business be riding on this huge plateau. So, good morning, Adam.
Hey, morning, Bert. I'm happy to be here at freedailycoaching.com.
Awesome. Well, so I think the last time that you were here was just before you and Justice started the 100-day challenge.
Yep. Okay.
The second round of the 100-day challenge. So for anyone that doesn't know, that was originally where I met Adam. Right, I met Adam online in a community, My Lead System Pro, and himself and Justice were you guys were sponsoring, right? You were mentoring a group of a few hundred of us through that 100-day challenge, and now recently you guys have done another live challenge.
Yep.
So when you decided, okay, you were going to do this next live challenge, that's as a business owner, as like a independently employed person. That's a big commitment to make when you're going to do something like that, because of the time commitment right off the bat. It's 100 days.
Definitely.
When you're doing something like that, when you're attacking a project like that, Adam, what are the factors that you're looking at to see, like, yes, this is the direction that I want to go?
Yeah, yeah. I guess for something like that, I mean, um, I like to do a one bigger coaching program like that per year. Any more than one gets to be a little much, because I mean, 200-day challenges in a 365-day year. I mean, that's quite a bit. But I like to do one kind of big one. Just because for a few different reasons. One, that was one thing that I did when I was just getting started online. Was I did a 90-day challenge led by two top producers, and I could tell how much it helped me in my business. And I wanted people in the industry today to have kind of some of the same advantages that I had when I was getting started, because I do see it as a major advantage for me. It was a big time catalyst for me, just as it was for you. I want to give people in the industry today kind of that same advantage. Plus, it also gets me into a place where it puts me into blitz mode, if you will, and really does some really cool things for my business, and for Justice's business as well, because not only do we lead the challenge, but we very much participate, and the rewards that our businesses get to reap out of it are just like any other challenger.
Right, absolutely. Well, and that's, I think, one of the things that I think surprised everyone in the original challenge was that you guys were participating right next to us, like side by side, and so people were like, "Oh my gosh!" I remember one of the challenges, one of the weeks, the assignment, everyone, we got paired up with people to do something, and I remember thinking, "Oh man, whoever gets Adam Chandler, whoever gets Justice, they're gonna get like wow, that's like the score." You didn't know. I didn't know then that part of that challenge was both people had to, it wasn't just like
Right.
you were just partnered up with someone and like you were gonna like climb on their back and like run down the street on their shoulders or something.
Right.
Another thing that you brought up, which I think is, and I'm not sure, and guys, I'm gonna go ahead. Let me make sure I open the Q&A for you guys. So I went ahead and opened the Q&A. So if you're over in the chat, go ahead. If you have a question and you don't, it's easier just to put in the Q&A, because then we see it. Because sometimes the chat goes goes by a little bit. But one of the things that you brought up, and I don't know if everyone else feels the same way, Adam, or thinks the same way, but you brought up the blitz mode, and something that you have shown me is, and it started in the 100-day challenge, is this ability to be highly productive.
Yeah.
And using your time super effectively, so that you can actually live this amazing lifestyle, and not because you're making like $12 bazillion and there's like gold pennies shooting out of your ears. Not that you're not making money. I don't want to discount that, folks. I don't want to say like, hey, we're just doing this just to do it. Obviously, we're earning money here, and we want to make a living. And those of us, some people want to make some more than others, obviously. So I'm not discounting the money, because I know that you've had some phenomenal earnings as well. But you live an amazing lifestyle specifically because of how you've been able to delegate that blitz.
Yeah.
So would you say that productivity, that ability to be able to focus and get the money making activities completed on a regular basis, would you say that of the different skills that you learn in a challenge like that, or that you really have to master in your business, would you say that that's one of the key factors?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And you know, the cool thing about it is that, we're in kind of a world where, you really can, work once and get paid over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, you could see, you can reap the benefits of your labor, multiple times over, not just in, money and sales, but, traffic and leads and, all that stuff as well. So, and it's really cool if you're, if you can push hard for a 3-month period, right? If you can just push hard for a 3-month period, a lot of times the momentum that you can create in that 3 months can carry you sometimes throughout the rest of the next entire year. If you do it right, if you focus on the right activities, during that time. And I saw that happen to a guy named David Wood. When David Wood actually joined me in MLSP. I was David's sponsor in MLSP when he joined the system in 2009, and he actually I watched him blitz for about 3 months, and I basically watched him go from 0 to about 50 leads a day in a 3-month period, and I'll also saw him go from 0 to about $30,000 a month in income in that 3-month period. And that really kind of, seeing that and kind of witnessing what just happened, really kind of, light bulbs started kind of going off in my mind, like wow, like you can, if you just push hard for a 3-month period, you don't have to be super productive. You don't have to be, you don't have to do that 100% of the time. If you could just do that for a 3-month period out of the year, then it kind of gives you, it kind of allows you to kind of take a little bit of a step back, check out for a little while, which I check out fairly regularly,
Yeah.
of my business because of the the momentum I've created in various blitzes, throughout the past 6 years that I've been doing this stuff. But bottom line is this: when if you want to be in a position where you can check out for a little while, where you can take vacations and still have money coming in, and all the benefits of doing that. It comes down to this: when you're working, you have to be working. When you actually decide to to put time into the business, be present and be doing that. You know what I mean? Like don't be over here when you're when you're working. Don't be thinking about this stuff, and be focusing on the right activities. I mean, a lot of people avoid the very activities that lead to results, and you can't do that if you want to be in the situation that I just described. It really means that when you are working, you're focused and you're doing income producing activities, leveraged income producing activities. And one of the things that I did at the beginning of 2014 is I wrote a question, 3 questions actually, on my whiteboard in my office, and one of those questions was, is this a high leveraged income producing use of my time? So it's just a question that I ask myself throughout the day: is this a high leverage use of my time? And if it's not, then I'll switch it up so that I am doing a high leverage income producing use of my time.
Absolutely. Well, I think that to me was a huge focus, and I talked about it. I talked about it, a little bit, and I guess I forgot to tell, people. I forgot to tell people this part of the story. And before I found the 100-day challenge, I still knew you guys. I knew who you were. I was like, wow, who is this? Not okay. I knew of you, right? I'd seen all these videos, and I was like, who's this guy like shooting videos, like going to Breck all the time, right? Like, who's this guy that's like like that's what I saw in the beginning. I was like, who's this guy that's like this snowboarding bum guy? Because I live like not too far from like northern Colorado, like right where you were, and I was like, man, how can he do that? And so before before that 100-day challenge, there was a time where I was filling out CAPTCHAs. Okay, guys, now imagine this. I'm trying to use a tool to help me automate things, okay? And the guy's like, yeah, just buy the captures. They'll fill in automatically for you and whatever. And I wanted to save $37. Okay, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about $37, okay? And guys, I know, because I've been broke, okay? And I've been broke, like zero, like under zero, okay? I've been below zero. I know that's weird, but I have been there, okay? I don't even know how that's even possible, but it's possible. So the $37 or whatever to me was like, oh, I'm not going to spend it. I'm just going to go do the work. Well, after like 5 days of doing captures or 4 days or something ridiculous of 8 hours, one of those days was like the first time that I got to talk to, I think I got to talk to Justice first, and I had told him something, and he was like, bro, like, you spent like 32 hours, right, typing captures. Like, if you went and got a job at like McDonald's for like $10 an hour, right, like for nothing, you would have made like 10 times more than the time that you spent. And that was literally the first time. So my introduction to that 100-day challenge and learning from guys like you that had actually done it, right? That were actually living this way, that were actually doing it. Like, because you said, hey, this blitz thing, this doing this type of activity will absolutely change your business. It did for you, so I want to go share it. If I hadn't learned that, I mean, who knows? I never thought about my time for the money like that.
Right.
Now it's crazy, because now when I go to talk to people and they want help, I'm like, yo, dude, I can't do that for for $50.
Right.
Like, for an hour, like, which is silly, right? Before I was trading like 32 cents an hour. I'm sitting at my computer, right? And now I'm like $50 an hour. Hey, bro, that's not enough. So I learned that from you. I think that ability to I should have wrote it down, to focus on specifically on those highly effective money making activities.
Absolutely. High leveraged income producing activity.
Now I'm going to write it down like you said, high leveraged. So Adam, for the people that are here on Free Daily Coaching, a lot of the viewers, a lot of the people that come to the hangout in the morning are already marketing, right? A good majority. There's people that are coming every day that are new, that are just getting started. A lot of them are relatively new. They're just getting their marketing legs under them. In addition to what you have already mentioned, if you could boil it down, literally, like, hey, here's 3 things that you could add into your business today, like 3 things that you could do, and maybe one of them is something you've already said.
Yeah.
What would be 3 points that someone could just take today and go, oh, okay, I can do that in my business right now?
Sure. Well, I mean, I would say you've got to be. I mean, Jim Rohn said, work harder on yourself than you do on your business, right? So personal development is absolutely key. It's vital. It's non-negotiable, right? So that's one thing, and a great way to do that is to do what I call an hour of power. And I learned that from Anthony Robbins. An hour of power is it doesn't have to necessarily be an hour. It could be 30 minutes or 45 minutes, but it's just a time that you set aside each day for personal development. If you could listen to an audio while you're working out, or you can do it in your car on the way to work. There's all kinds of ways that you can kind of combine this with other activities if you're short on time, but that's definitely one absolute necessity. The other one is content creation. To build up your own authority, to build up your own brand, right? Content creation is one of those vital things as well. And then the third thing would be communicating with people about actively communicating with people about your thing, whether that's your product or your opportunity or your system or whatever. But those three things. I mean, it's if you just do those three things, on a daily basis or on a very very consistent basis, there's no way that you can't get results. It's just won't happen. You're positioning yourself as an authority through the content. You're communicating with people, to expose them to your stuff, right? And you're working on your mindset. So you're kind of setting yourself up both for the short term and the long term, and that's really what it comes down to.
Well, there you go. We have three tips that absolutely will get results. Now, depending on what result you get, then you need to change some of the behavior. That's the bottom line. Is it's all the great part of the whole thing is everything can be like changed and moved and tweaked, and you can do something different and change the color and make it brighter and say it differently and change up the behavior so that you can get the desired result. So personal development, content creation, and actively promoting as some type of offer, whatever you're doing, right? Whatever your business model looks like, whatever that offer looks like to you, those three things. And I can say I've implemented these three things, and I can tell you firsthand, because I'm me, right? I can't tell you about anyone else's experience. I can tell you that if you're watching this, that by doing these three steps that Adam has shown me, and what Adam shown is that because he has because he co-founded this 100-day challenge, because he has coaching programs, because there's not just myself but multiple people now, right? Groups, dozens, hundreds of people that have gone through this training now that have actually broken these three steps down, kept track of what it is that you're doing on a daily basis to do all of this. You can actually see it. Then it's like, it's literally like a roadmap to where you're supposed to go. It makes it so easy, right? When you have the formula. He gave, like, I'm even writing notes on my mail, guys, right? He gave you the formula, 3 steps that you can do, and you do these 3 steps, and you can actually experience this. I was able to do a 100-day challenge with Adam and Justice, and that momentum, literally that momentum and continued action, that momentum coupled with some continued action and a desire to want to do another blitz like that has enabled someone like myself to go literally from out of nowhere. Like, just one day I popped up in the computer like, hey, I'm here. How do we do this? And then I got 3 steps like personal development, content creation, and actively promote what you've got going from Adam Chandler. That's it, guys. There's 3 steps from Adam Chandler, and this is the amazing part of the whole deal, guys. It's crazy that you have a 6-figure, right? I guess we didn't talk about that, but I know you guys all know Adam. I know who's here this morning. I know you guys know this. You have a 6-figure earner right here live, and I'm the only one asking questions. Guys, the silly part about that is this. That's ridiculous. And I'm not saying that you guys are ridiculous. I'm saying the fact that I'm the only one asking a question is silly. If you have access to a 6-figure earner, someone that literally has done it, is doing it, and will keep on doing it, right? Based on that information, based on what's happening now and what has happened, everything leads us to believe that it will continue to go that way. Why wouldn't you take the opportunity to come over and ask questions? I'll tell you.
Yeah, I guarantee that anything that you could possibly be experiencing, in your business right now, I've most likely been through it.
Exactly.
except for a negative spouse. That's one area that I can't help you there.
Right. So I'm going to say there, I identified one other area. So if you have a negative spouse, or you're severely follically challenged like myself, Adam's probably not your guy, right? Like, Adam doesn't know where the sweet toupee shops are. Okay, so he can't help you in that area either. I'm just saying, he's still got a. I know Adam. He's still, he's still rocking a sweet deal. The reason that I brought that up, guys, I wasn't trying to like jab you, but I kind of was. I was trying to use the last few minutes to jab and say, hey, what Adam was talking about, the blitz, the taking the action, is part of that is taking that next step. That's part of a blitz, right? You don't just, when you run and you're running, you're blitzing. Let's say you're blitzing, like football, the term. When you're running in, like you start from a standstill, like you're there standing, and then it's a blitz. Like there's a point at which you hit maximum velocity, and that's not like the first step you take isn't like right? That's the first step. Some of these things that Adam's describing and that I'm poking at is because when are you going to take that next step? Right? It shouldn't be me over here just doing it. I'm doing it now too. I'm doing it with Adam. I was able to get to the place where I could secure an industry leader like Adam to come over onto the call to donate some valuable time with us. So it doesn't make sense that I'm the only one asking questions, because check this out. I know when the hangout's over, guys, that the phones are ringing. People are calling, hey, how do you do this? Hey, how do you do that? Hey, what about this? Listen, who's the best person to go to for the answer? Someone that's already done it. He's right here. Like, guys, I do the same thing. Like, if I have questions like that, you better believe if I could go to Adam and say, hey, Adam, I'm experiencing this. Have you experienced that before? Can you share with me? And he has. Yeah, let me tell you, that sucks. Let me tell you what I did. Like, let me tell you how I got, like, slapped. And let me tell you what you can do to avoid that. So let me see. We got a question. Now, like, you can't put questions now that I told you guys, hey, you should put a question. You should have put a question because you had a question. Okay, so that's not a question. That's a statement. Oh, this is a good question for you, Adam. I don't know. This was a good question. Do you do PPC across more? And if you don't know what that is, guys, don't worry. It's okay. Do you do PPC across more than one platform, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube?
Yeah, I mean that's basically where I do PPC. Yeah, mostly Twitter and Facebook at the moment. I did recently get a notification from YouTube that said that you can't ever advertise with us ever again.
I got that. I got that
because
same
because what they said because of repeated policy infringements or whatever. Those were their words. But yeah, so Twitter and Facebook specifically. But yeah, I love pay-per-click. I love paid advertising. It's definitely lots of leverage in pay-per-click for sure.
So yes, he is using pay-per-click across multiple platforms, and it seems like a lot of people. I got that same message. I don't know what I did. I did multiple things too. I think I'm like, I haven't even been around long. Like when I got fixed like a while ago. I was like, I just started. Like, how is that even possible? So guys, you could tell that when I started, I was like the king of spam. I have no Google AdWords, no YouTube ability. I my first 47 days on Facebook or something, or in the challenge, I was locked out of Facebook. They're like, listen, you obviously don't know how to use this thing. You're going crazy. Okay, so that answered that. So I would guess it says, what is your favorite paid advertising method for promoting content, like promoting things like My Lead System Pro?
Yeah, well, I mean, Facebook. I would have to say it has to be Facebook. I mean, they've made some recent changes to their advertising platform that do make it really, they allow you to track conversions. They do all this really cool stuff that makes it's very good for advertisers. So yeah, it has to be Facebook for me for sure.
Okay, good question. All right, one more question, guys. This is a good one. And I don't know if Adam has experience in this, and if not, then I'll speak to it. But it says maybe this is. Oh no, it's not too specific. It says I'm starting to market MLSP to storefronts. What's the best strategy to do that?
Well, I mean, I would say I would say storefronts is probably not your best bet. I mean, that's that's kind of how I would start that is say, maybe that's not, the really the way to go. I mean, small businesses. I've had people that have gotten into MLSP with me because they wanted to market their small business, but the language that the sales video uses, it's very MLSP is geared towards an audience of home-based business entrepreneurs. So the language that they're using in the sales video and on throughout the sales funnel is geared towards that audience. It's not necessarily geared towards an audience of small business owners. But I mean, you can if you want to target small business owners, you can do that on Facebook simply by targeting in the interest area small business. You could also target people that are in the Chamber of Commerce. I mean, those are all small businesses, right? Things like that. Just really, if you want to target small business owners, it just takes, just kind of thinking about where they're at. I mean, they're definitely online, and you could do it, by just kind of thinking outside the box a little bit. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend targeting small business owners for MLSP. Would you agree with that, Bert?
I would say that if you're brand new, yes, I would agree with that, absolutely. If you're just getting started, because of how exactly what you said, because of how the funnels are set up, they're set up and geared specifically to other, multi-level marketers, other online networkers, other
Yeah.
people that are using the online tools to build a home-based business, not necessarily an old-fashioned brick-and-mortar small business. Now, that would be for someone that's brand new. If you're more advanced and you're building custom funnels and you've already got pay-per-click and you're generating leads and you've got a system, then could you target small business owners in your local community or in a particular niche? Like I'm going to use an example of, could you go and talk to real estate agents for an example? Absolutely. That strategy though would be like, that would be for someone I would suggest that if you're already having success in these other areas, right? Because it's just more, it's getting really more specific, and you're jumping out of, you're going away from the specific market that the material is being, that what is designed for, right? That's campaigns are like targeted to. So if you decide to jump out of that arena, everything has to be then made and customized and created. So we're talking about a lot of extra work. So I would totally agree that it's probably not the strategy if you're new, relatively new, if you're just getting up and running. It's probably not your easiest customer, for sure. All right, that concludes our questions section. Let's see what they say over in the chat. Tracking is so important. Great information. You did something. Oh, reworded, yeah. Oh, here goes a question. How do I watch? Yes, you can. So if you want to, the question was just basically, how do I do two things at one time in the back office? And this person was saying use MLSB and Facebook at the same time. Just open two different windows, not tabs. Not the tab, like, there's a window on your computer and there's like different little tabs at the top. Open up two different windows. And you can have like your My Lead System Pro open and watching the training in this one, and then doing the work over here in whatever other window that you're working in. Yeah, open in a second browser. Well, I want to say thank you so much, Adam, for taking some time out of your morning to come
Totally.
over and join us. I want to say congratulations to you for having an amazing launch. Something, the guys, that we, I skip over those things when a lot of the people are on. And the reason is because I want to show people that it's not just about like doing big launches and all this like over the top stuff. I want to show them that it's about doing things like, taking your time and blitzing with it and being more productive with what you're doing, right? Using highly leveraged activities that are money-making activities in your business. So thank you so much for coming over. Congratulations on having having a six-figure launch, on having a massive launch, and starting a whole nother 100-day challenge. So congratulations on that. That is pretty intense. I know there's a lot of people that are tearing it up right now. It's been really it's fun to participate, but it's really fun to be on to watch other people do it.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing with us and taking some time out of your morning. We really super appreciate it. Guys, if you missed anything, you can always go back to the YouTube channel and watch it. We'll send out a link in an email today that you can go back and watch this interview. You can share it with other people. The idea is that you can show that even huge leaders in our industry, people that are making six figures, people that are at the pinnacle of their home-based business, people that are powerhouses, literally, will sit down with you and show you and give you the resources that you need to take your business to the next level. And this morning we had an opportunity to sit down and spend a few minutes with Adam Chandler. He's been an amazing mentor to me, and really over time has become a friend, has become someone that literally just lives, an hour up the road, that has literally he's changed my life, guys. He was one of the, I think he was, him and another gentleman, another guy, were the very first two people that I ever met, like from the computer, that I ever met online. And guess what? It wasn't like we met and went to like Panera Bread, guys, right? Which would have been nice. I mean, we did have lunch. We had a nice lunch, but we met at a personal development event. Right? Adam just didn't say, hey, I want to meet you. He said, hey, I want to meet you, and in addition to that, why don't you come to this amazing event, where he took me to an event where there was a personal development event where this multimillionaire was talking. He was talking about things like what Adam talked about, leveraging your time to do highly effective activities. And this dude is like a machine. Like, he's got it down, right? He doesn't mess around. So thank you so much, Adam, for sharing with me, for sharing with everyone here on the call. If anyone wants to get a hold of you, where do they go to do that?
Well, everything of mine is Meet Adam Chandler. So, my blog is meetadamchandler.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/meetadamchandler. My YouTube is youtube.com/meetadamchandler. So it's all just Meet Adam Chandler. That's how you find me.
All right, that's easy breezy. So guys, I put it over in the chat. You can go over and get on Adam's website, on his blog. This is what I would recommend, guys. If I can tell you one thing to do today before we leave, go to meetadamchandler.com. Find out where on his page there's a little box you can put in your information and get on Adam's newsletter. I'll tell you this, in addition to finding out everything that he's doing, find out all the tools that he uses, you can, if nothing else, you can find out how to do some great copy. You can find out who's writing some amazing emails and get some ideas on how you could start communicating with people. Because I dare you, this is what I dare you to go over to his website today. I dare you to get onto his list, and I dare you to not, over the next 5 days, read his email, and I dare you to not, I dare you to not message me back and say, dude, I totally wanted to buy something, okay? I dare you. Go sign up for his list, because now check this out. Put it on the email that is your list email, right? Do that so that you can go in and read it, right? But don't put it on the email that goes to the spam, because if you never see it, then it's not going to be effective for you. So you want this to, put it on the one that you're going to actually see, guys, and I dare you to take that challenge, because you're going to learn something, guys. And check this out. Maybe in addition to learning something, there's going to be something that you need or that you wanted or that came along that Adam's going to show you that you're like, oh, wow, look, check this out. Did you see this thing that Adam has in his email today? No, what is it? Oh, it's this thing. Oh, cool. I was looking for that, right? That's the other bonus that you have. So thank you so much, Adam. I'll see you, hopefully I'll see you soon. I know there's,
Yeah.
it's summertime activities here in Colorado. It's been like
Right.
winter down here in my neck of the woods. Literally, I almost started a fire the other day.
Wow.
Uh, it's been like a monsoon. It's like we had winter, 2 days of spring, got really hot, and now it's monsoon season down here.
Right.
Thank you so much, guys. Check
Yeah.
out freedailycoaching.com every morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go get on meetadamchandler.com and get on his blog and get some information and take the 3 steps that he showed us this morning. Thanks so much, Adam.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye-bye.